So how do we make a simple fancy cup? Simple, sabay fancy, ano? That doesn't make sense. Well, anyway, we'll just call it a fancy cup. It's actually simple because on how to model it is simple. The idea here is we are going to use what we call the revolve tool. Last time, we were using the extrude tool, which is this one. So it creates a and subtract or intersects by extruding. This time, we will be using the revolve tool. Ito naman siya. This is how it looks like. So it creates and adds or subtract by revolving a sketch. You know, a sketch with a central axis. So ganun ang gagawin natin. So to be able to start making this, we will make a sketch in the front plane. So I will click the front plane and start making a sketch there. I'll just select the front view so that it'll face me. And the sketch should look like something like this. This one from the guidelines that I've provided. Ito. Okay, so it's like a half portion of the fancy cup. So again, in designing or in Onshape, you start with the general shape. I will probably start it like this. Okay, it doesn't need to be very exact as long as you're able to get the proper orientation already. Example, ganito. And then like this, I'll put it here and I close it. Yan. So this is my profile. Of course, I have to provide now the proper specifications. Let me just change my units very, very fast because we're supposed to use millimeters. Yeah. So from here, I'll start providing the proper dimensions. So I'm going to use my dimension tool. Ito yun. So I start here on the top portion. This is supposed to be 3 mm. It automatically became smaller, everything. So my technique is I always try to dimension the smallest part first. So see, that's 3, and then this is 5 mm, 3 mm, 2, 6. So 5, 3, 2, 6. So this is 5 mm. This is 3 mm. This small distance here is 2, and that and this is supposed to be 6. So those are the small dimensions. Then I do the bigger dimensions. Let's say height 50, 40. Okay, 50 and 40. Let's do that. So this up to this point is supposed to be 50. And this up to this is supposed to be 40. There. Okay. So now it's much bigger. What else? This is 25. All right. And this is 22. 25, 22. And this is 22. There. So if you notice, many of the lines became black. That means they are now almost fully defined, except these two, because they still need to have the proper angle. So this one is 83 and this one is 88. So I'll start with the 83. So just click those two lines. 83. And this one is 88. There. So that's our sketch. So now it's all black. That means it is stable and already good. So I check this to exit the sketch, and then I select the sketch. So now okay na tayo. I'll just adjust this a little yung ating plane so that we can see the sketch more. Yeah, so you can actually change the plane, not really change, but adjust its view. This is really just to make your workflow better. So now we are ready to revolve. So we will use this tool. So you have there's no order, but I usually start by selecting the sketch and then I select the revolve tool there. From here, you will have to specify certain things. So the face or the thing that to be revolved is already indicated here. It will be the faces of sketch one. Okay, that's already good. This one we have to specify the axis of revolution or revolve axis. We just click that and we will simply select this line here. Select that line and it will already give you a preview of what will happen. And this is what we want to happen. So it is full. That means it will be revolved entirely. You can also choose to revolve it in one direction, in two directions. Pwede rin siyang not full. Pwede siyang 180 degrees, 30 degrees. It really depends on what you want to do. Now we just accept that. And if you notice, we already have a resemblance of a fancy mug or cup. So the next other items that we need to do is to simply remove the corners by using a command called fillet. Now, if you look at your tools here, if you will notice that they are divided into these small bars. So those are parang sections of different tools. Usually these tools, the one that's next to the sketch, these are meant for features that will require a sketch like extrude, revolve, swept, so on and so forth. These tools, however, these are tools that can be used if you already have an existing 3D model. Example, fillet. So you have to select an edge here to be able to use it. The same with chamfer. So let's try to use some of these features. I don't know really what to call this, but you could call it dressed up features. So let's see. We've already done that. And then next we'll have to fillet certain things. So this one, the edge here will be 20, 15, 15 in the inside is also 15. So how do we do that? We just select the fillet tool and then we simply select the edge, for instance, this one, and the radius will be 20, and then you just accept that. It has an error. I think when you fillet it, it's interfering with the inside. That means the fillet radius is too much that it will intersect the inside portion. That's fine. This is what you can do to do it. You just pull this back. It's like not really deleting the fillet one, but more of going back to the past. Yeah. So let's make a fillet first in the inside. Okay, let's use let's say 20 mm for the 15 mm for the fillet radius, and I select the inside, this the edge, and yeah, 15, and check there. So inside is already filleted. Now if I pull this down, this bar here in the features tree or list, you will notice that fillet one will now be acceptable because it will not anymore intersect with the inside edge because the inside edge already has a fillet. So let's just continue on. There's another fillet on this portion here, this edge, and that's 15. And another one here with a radius of, again, 15. There. So you can actually select two edges at a time or even more. As long as they will not intersect with each other, it should be fine. There, we are now finished with our simple but fancy cup. Easy lang. So it's gonna be saved automatically and you can just copy the link to be able to submit it. All right. So that's it for our simple cup. I'll now stop sharing and I will stop recording.